The X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, the X Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome to the X Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, and for the next 4 hours, I'm your host and your guide as together we cross the time-space continuum to this place that I call the X Zone. It's a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. It's a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. And the X Zone comes to you Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern on the Talkstar Radio Network, X Zone Broadcast Network, UK High Definition Radio, Euro High Definition Radio, Star Cable, X Zone TV, and our growing family of broadcast affiliates right across Canada, the United States, Central America, the Caribbean, South America, the Pacific Rim, Asia, India, Africa, and Europe. Worldwide toll-free, 1-800-610-7035. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com. And our very popular website at www.xzoneradiotv.com. My guest this hour, the first hour of tonight's show, X Zone Nation, is Jill Dahne. She is known as the #1 love psychic in the world, as quoted in the book, The Top 100 Psychics. Dateline NBC says, Jill is so on target with her predictions, we were amazed. Sought after psychics to the stars, her lifetime of work has catapulted her to the world-renowned fame. Her lifetime was chronicled on Lifetime television as the #1 love psychic for all of the marriages and relationships she has predicted throughout her life. Over 1,000 to date. Joining me now from her home in I believe it's Florida, is Jill Dahne. And Jill, always a great pleasure talking to you. How are you, sweetie?
How is my favorite talk host in the whole wide world?
Oh, you've got him blushing as you usually do.
You have to come to Florida. It's pure sunshine down here.
Oh, you know what? We've got good friends, and the Talkstar Radio Network is based in Florida. And I had the pleasure in 2005 of hosting the New Year's Eve special from the Kennedy Space Center. And you know what? The people in Florida are so friendly. They're a great bunch of people.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful. I love the people. I just got back from Arizona, speaking at Phoenix, Arizona, the university out there, and the people are beautiful out there. They're just so mellow. Everybody's mellow in Arizona.
But they're not as beautiful as in Florida, right?
No. Florida's different. Florida's so different.
Jill, it's always great having you on the show. Tonight we have so many things I'd like to talk to you about. I'd like to talk to you about the Earth changes. And, of course, your #1 claim to fame is your ability as a love psychic. And having that, I'd like to use your professional outlook to see how Prince William and his future bride are going to be making out. Well, I know how they're going to be making out. I should say how long their marriage is going to last. And you know, a lot of people don't realize this, Jill, but you were very close to the Presley family.
Yes, I was. When I was little, well, I'm still young, but when I was younger, at 15, right when Elvis Presley passed away, my mother and I was called to Memphis. And the day after, with the National Enquirer and myself and other reporters, and we were doing a seance. It was meant to be a seance. And next thing you know, I started making predictions about Lisa Marie and the cousins, and Reverend Archer was there. And they're just a beautiful family out there. And we were called upon several times to go out there. And everything that I predicted about Lisa Marie, I said that she was a baby at the time, and I said that she was going to marry someone that is in the music field like a king, but a different nationality. And they were all looking at me like I was crazy, you know. But look what happened. It was 20-year predictions, years later, and that's what happened. She married Michael Jackson. The cousin was on drugs and alcohol and had tattoos and long hair. So when I said he was going to be a priest, Reverend Archer, may he rest in peace, he passed away a few years back, and Dee Dee Presley and the rest of the family, the whole family was there. And Jill, they were looking at me like I was like, okay, this prediction's off the wall. Well, he cut his hair, he's off drugs, and he's a priest today.
All right, stand by, Jill. You and I have to take our 2-minute break. We'll be right back. Jill Dahne is our special guest, www.jilldahne.com. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. Stay tuned. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X Zone radio show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X Zone broadcast network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies.
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows.
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net.
Hello, I'm Justina Marsh, and with my dad Pete, we are going to present a new show called Too Good to Be True. Together, we are aiming to discover more truths about this world and beyond. Do you have unanswered questions about the world? Do you ever wonder about aliens, conspiracy theories, or the universe? There are many shows discussing subjects such as pyramids or UFOs, but we want to relay this information based on our own research, including from spiritual means. Hopefully, listeners will be helped with their own beliefs and will appreciate the psychic insights that add to the previous research and information. We both look forward to sharing this insight and beginning this journey with our listeners. Visit xzbn.net for more information about when to listen.
Jill Dahne's my special guest, Exo Nation, www.jilldahne.com. That's JILLDAHNE.com. And Jill, what was it like working with the Presley family?
The Presleys are just like ordinary people, just like all the movie stars that I work with. They live every day like we live. They're just genuine, down-to-earth, wonderful souls. And it was wonderful. It was really wonderful. They took us in like we were family, and we are still family. They're just beautiful people. And the whole aspect, I got to go into the mansion before it was all boarded up because it was the day after the first time. Mm-hmm. And I got to walk through all the, rooms, and I got to see all his jewelry and all his material, everything that was about Elvis. But I didn't know at the time, who Elvis was really about. I just was seeing these things before we even got there. And when I got there, I kept seeing my eyes were burning, and next thing you know, she was telling me the reason why he wore the scarf around his neck was because his eyes the makeup would always go in his eyes. So that's why he always wore the scarf. But there's a whole documentary that's going to be coming out in a few years that I can't discuss it now, but you'll be the first show I will discuss it on before it does come out. We taped when I was 16 years old about what happened.
Wow.
And no one knows this. It's not out there. And you'll be the first one. I'll discuss it on your show before the documentary comes out.
Fantastic, Jill. 1977 was a pivotal year for you. You were actually embedded in the Ripley's Believe It or Not as the most amazing teenage psychic.
Yes. When I was flown out to do the John Eastman show in Tampa at the age 13 years old, so when John Eastman said, Jill, give some predictions, I was predicting Farrah Fawcett with Lee Majors getting married at the age 13. I was predicting this. All of a sudden, I saw Muslims, and I saw blood, and I saw the White House, and I saw the time, and I saw a date. Mm-hmm. And John Eastman said to me, Jill, so what does that mean? I said, there's going to be some type of shooting in front of the White House. The Muslims are going to take over Washington. So what happened was that was 2 months prior to the date that I gave, and exactly March 1977, I just gave my age away, the Hanafi Muslims took over Washington, D.C., and that's what happened. And there was like 90 people that got shot in front of the White House. Mm-hmm.
Jill,
and I predicted before it happened.
Jill, as a young lady of 13 years old, how did you handle the fame that you were starting to amass as one of the most prominent psychics in the United States at the time?
My mother is Nikki Dane, so it was natural. So everyone knew my mom, and all my friends knew who I was. So it was like natural to me, when I would see things, I would say it. So when I was 6 years old and I would tell the teacher what she wrote on the board and she would get scared, I'd be like, why is she scared and no one else? Why am I not? Mm-hmm. When I would say, this and this you're about to write, and she'd be sitting on a chair calling me witch. And I got kicked out of school for a day till they placed me in another class. But everyone else knew who my mom was. My mom was out there predicting on Dahne, Merv Griffin, Johnny Carson. So, she was making major predictions. Mm-hmm. So to me, it was all natural. To other people now, back then, it was just basically coming out. I was working with Dorothy Allison, Sybil Leek, and that's when I got put in the book, Ripley's Believe It or Not, Ghost, ESP, and Witches, and I'm in the ESP with Edgar Casey and Sybil Leek.
At what age did you realize that you had a gift? Or let me rephrase that. At what age were you when other people realized you had a gift?
I must have been 4 years old. We were walking 4 years old. 4 years old, I was like 20. I was walking down Bradley Beach in New Jersey with my brother. My mom would say, she was with producers on the beach. And she says, watch this. Jill's going to turn around, telepathy. And she would say, Jill, come back. And all of a sudden, my brother and I turned around, and we came back to her, and these producers were filming, and she said, I said, yes, Mom, what do you want? And, I would see these things. So then like I said, when I was 6, I started seeing things, and it was just all natural to me, where I would predict things, see things, tell people things. And when I was 15, that's when I started the marriage predictions.
Jill, you've got a young man, a son, and I understand he's already starting to show signs of psychic abilities, like his mom and his grandmom.
His name is Jimmy. He's amazing. He just turned 13. He speaks 6 fluent languages. At the age 2, he started drawing. 17 months. He started drawing, doing art. Drawing beautiful art paintings. He was in an art gallery at 6 years old. He's extremely intuitive. He says things that in advance, even his teachers throughout, his ages, they're like all stunned. But they all know that his mother and his grandmother are very intuitive, so it doesn't shock them.
How do you explain the intuitive ability that you, your mom, and your son Jimmy have?
I believe it's a gift in my eyes from God. You're born with it. You just don't wake up one day and you're intuitive. Everyone out there has intuition. They just don't use their intuition, or they don't follow their intuition. So myself, my mom, and even my grandfather was very intuitive. He owned Warner Brother and Fabian Theaters, and my mom would say things, and my grandfather at the time, may he rest in peace, would know, oh my God, Mickey's psychic, but my grandmother wouldn't, my grandmother didn't believe at that time.
Why do you think...
But all the doctors did.
Go on, dear, I'm sorry.
But all the doctors, and they took my mother to a psychiatrist, to a doctor, and my mom would be seeing people that were not alive to the doctors and naming every relative that wasn't here, and the doctors were like, their mouths would be opened. They would be like, oh my God, she's so intuitive, she's so psychic. And back then it was called ESP. There weren't names like medium or healer or these names that are out there. It was just called ESP.
Tell me, Jill, why do you think that the scientific, or the majority of the scientific community, does not believe in psychic abilities, psychic phenomena? In fact, they put it down a lot.
They may put it down, and I do believe they believe. It's just like I have priests, I have rabbis, I have nuns, I have Monsignor priests that come to see me for readings, and they practice what they don't preach because they come to see me. Not all of them, but I have a large majority of priests and rabbis, and they come to see me, and I believe right now the world is opening up to more being spiritual and spirituality than it was when I was growing up, or when my mother was growing up, if I could say. But I believe these scientists do believe, and it's going to come out, facts-wise. They're seeing facts now, and they're seeing people's making predictions to times and dates instead of just saying, okay, there's going to be an earthquake in California. Well, anyone could say there's an earthquake in California, but when they say, a certain month and a time,
right,
or at least a year, the scientists, they're coming around. I have some scientists as clients. They're believing, the ones that I deal with.
I've often wondered, Jill, if true psychics, and I've been doing this show now for nearly 20 years, and I know that there are many, 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 many charlatans out there who use the guise as a psychic to manipulate people, and I know you're not one of those people.
No.
I've often wondered if modern psychics like yourself are actually modern-day versions of the Ark of the Covenant with a direct line to God.
I believe so very much. I mean, I have rabbis that fly in to see me every July for the past 8 years.
Right.
Before I left to New York this past October, this past March, my rabbis that fly in to see me called me up, and I said, you know what, you're not coming this July. Instead, now this is a Friday night, it's called Sabbath in the Jewish religion. I said, get to the hospital now. I said, remember what I said to you years back, that you had to have your heart checked and you had a free bypass surgery. I want you to go to the hospital because I see a clogged artery in your leg and you need to get it checked now. So he says, but the hospital's, it's in Israel, Jill. It's Sabbath. I go, I don't care that it's Sabbath. Get to the hospital. He went to the hospital. He had a clogged artery in his leg. They had to do a balloon. But thank God he's okay, knock on wood. So he called me up to tell me I saved his life.
That's why you're the great Jill Dahne that we all love.
Well, I'm known for love, but I've been doing murder cases. I've been, working as a medical intuitive my whole life as well. No one is God. We may have God's gift, but or a natural gift. I call it a natural gift, but no one is God. No one's 100% correct as well.
Jill, stand by, dear. You and I have to take a commercial break. We'll be back after the news. Exo Nation, the one and only Jill Dahne, the world's #1 love psychic, is my guest this hour. www.jilldahne.com. That's www.jilldahne.com. That's www.jilldahne.com. Jill's going to be with me on the other side of this news break as we continue from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, here in the X Zone, a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard, Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern on the Talkstar Radio Network. And we have other networks that carry us from 2 a.m. until 6 a.m., as well as Talkstar. And then Talkstar also carries us from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m., and then the entire day starts all over again. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X-Zone. Jill Dahne and I will return on the other side of this commercial break with the news. Don't go away.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies.
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows.
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net. And welcome back, everyone. This is the X-Zone. My name is Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. My guest this hour is the one and only Jill Dahne, the world's #1 love psychic. Her website is www.jilldahne.com. That's JILLDAHNE.com. Jill, last month there was the horrific tsunami and earthquake in Japan. And were you able to pick up on these events prior to them happening?
Yes, it was like around a month before. I think it was a month before. I was on my own radio show, and I had both producers, one when I predicted the swine flu before, that turned white as a ghost 3 weeks after it happened. This producer, I woke up, I had a dream the night before, and I couldn't figure out this dream. I said, I'm standing in a pile of water. There's this huge wave. There's people standing in line for food, all these Oriental, Japanese people that I said. And there were these police officers in gray and red uniforms. So he said to me, and I said, there has to be something coming up, like an earthquake or a tsunami, something coming up here. So he said, you know what, I'll look it up online, what your dream means. So he goes online, and he says, well, Jill, back in the 1900s, there was this railroad track and railroad going on, and, the people, the police officers were in gray and red uniforms, and they were all standing in line. I go, no, that's not what I'm seeing. There's a lot of water. I'm standing in water, and there's like this wave. What happened? It was 1 month after, because it was 1 month prior. 1 month after the tsunami hit Japan. Then I'm in New York, March 18th, and that Sunday we were talking about the earthquake and the tsunami. I said, I'm sorry, you're going to see several earthquakes right afterwards. And everybody got upset that I said that, and I said, these are times where you don't like making predictions, because I don't wish this on Japan. I only wish that everything was okay.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, 2 other earthquakes happened. I said within that week. You're going to see right from that Sunday, that was March 18th, that weekend, you're going to see 2 other earthquakes. And there was a 6.5 earthquake, I think 4 days after, and then another one, a 6.8, I think, right afterwards.
Why is it that people were getting upset with you? I don't understand the logic behind that.
Because when something traumatic happens like that, who wants to hear that these poor individuals? I feel so bad myself that I made this prediction, but it's called a prediction. I
That's
see
right.
it. But they were upset because, Jill, how can you make another prediction about 2 more earthquakes happening to that country? Look what they just went through. but I can't stop it. I'm not God. I wish I could. But that's why they got upset.
Tell me, Jill, how do you deal with skepticism? I'm sure you must meet people every day who really don't believe that you're able to do what you do. And how do you deal with them?
I love skeptics. Those are my favorite. My whole life, when Lifetime Television with Melissa Etheridge did My Life on Lifetime, it wasn't a reality show, it was a Lifetime special. And when she did that show with me, she said about the same thing about skeptics. And I said, I love skeptics because, when skeptics come to me, it's like it just boom, 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 right out. And they walk away dumbfounded. They're like, oh my God. So to me, someone could be skeptic, and I can understand why there's a lot of skeptics out there, because there are some people out there that sit there and tell people they could make spells on them, or they could, you're blocked and all that. No one is blocked. Everything in life is called timing in life. There was these realtors 5 years ago, and I told them to get out of the real estate market and get into something else. They were like, but this is our work. And I said, but you're going to have to, because the real estate market's going to go down. So whatever you buy, flip, sell, get rid of it, or if you can, hold on to it and rent it. So now with the real estate market that went down, they're all like, oh my God, someone told me they put a spell on me. No, it's because it's a real estate market. I want people to realize that just because things are not going in the right manner, that doesn't mean someone did something to you. It's because everything is timing in life, and it's, right now the real estate market, the stocks are going to go back up again. That was my prediction. And a lot of things are going to turn around toward the end of 2011. You're going to see that with real estate, with property, with finance, with banks, with the weather next year. Thank God I see a major change. I remember on your show I said that, a year ago, I said, we're going to have crazy weather this
that's
year.
Right, yeah. And boy, did you ever nail that dead on. Since you are the world's #1 love psychic, Prince William is getting married later on this month. How do you see his marriage to the lovely princess?
Everlasting.
Oh, that's
great. This is going to be a wedding of the year. Like we talked about this, remember, on your show over a year ago.
That's right.
Remember we said it was going to be a Princess Di wedding, and I said it's not going to be what she went through with Charles, meaning they didn't have a good marriage. But everyone's going to be glued to the sets, and it's going to be, we're going to be watching them have like almost the same wedding. There's going to be thousands of people, but they're going to have beautiful children. I see 3 beautiful children. I also see them lasting for years and years. We're going to hear about them so happy. They're in love. They're soulmates. We're going to see 20 years from now, they're still married.
Yesterday, President Obama came out and said he was running in the 2012 election. Do you think he's going to win?
No. Right away, no.
Who do you see taking his place?
I believe Hillary Clinton's going to come back in.
Really?
Again. Yes. And another thing is I believe Sarah Palin. How do you say her name?
Sarah Palin.
Sarah, I'm not so keen on her, but I believe she's going to try to come in too. But I do believe, I'm not focused on the presidential. I just don't see Obama winning again. But I do believe Hillary's going to come back in again.
Now, if Hillary wins, does that mean former President Bill Clinton is going to be the first lady?
He'll be helping.
All right.
In my eyes, he was the best president. I predicted him. I was on the Christina show.
All right, so we're talking about President Clinton. That's going to be one heck of a great match, having the experience of both, Hillary Clinton and President Clinton in the same White House. It'll be a historical event. But all this knowledge that they both have amassed over the years, that'll be a big plus for the American people.
That's why I say the economy will be back to par again for 2012. Everything you can imagine. It's like baby steps still, but little by little, we're going to be back on our feet. Everybody's going to be happy again, where it was back when Bill Clinton was in office back then. right now, everybody's, the whole changes, yes, brought people more knowledgeable about how to spend their money.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, with this 2012, a lot of people are going to be back to par. Jobs are going to be back in. I also said that, for 2012, where, the mail system is Saturdays are not going to be there anymore. It's only going to be Monday through Friday. With school systems, it's going to be Monday through Thursday.
Now,
but the teachers will still get their money.
What do you foresee for December the 21st, 2012? A lot of people are calling it the end of the world, doomsday, the end of the Mayan calendar. Well, how does Jill Dahne see that date?
The Mayans ran out of ink on that day.
I agree with you.
They ran out of ink. I don't know why. I mean, for 4 years, I've been doing lectures. I've been doing lectures my whole life. But the past 4 years, I was hearing about doomsday, and I was like, oh, my God, do you remember the Y2K?
Oh, I sure do. Sure.
I was saying, and I'm telling people it's going to be gorgeous outside. You're going to wake up the next day. Don't worry, we're more intact than you know.
Mm-hmm.
And but our bank systems, they're all running to get their money from the banks. And I'm like, leave your money in the bank. Nothing's going to happen. So what happened was they woke up. It was a brand new day. That's what's going to happen on that day. You're going to wake up. It's another day. The only prediction that I do see for December 11th, 2012, December 11th, 2012, I made this prediction 8 years ago, is that St. Louis, Missouri is going to experience, December 11th, 2012, an earthquake with sandblasters. So it's only going to last a day. So then the next day, so I recommend, write the date down when the time starts coming and you start hearing about it. If you have family over there, tell them to leave St. Louis, Missouri, just for that time, for that date.
What other earth changes do you see in the future for 2011, Jill?
Florida's still going to be above water. All I keep hearing, every lecture that I've gone to, people have been asking, is Florida going to be underwater? No, Florida's going to be above water. I wouldn't be living here. Wouldn't I be in Italy, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
If Florida would be underwater. California is going to still be above water as well. I would be telling my celebrity clients and my clients and friends to leave if I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
The earth changes. It's just the weather. With Florida as well, I've been telling people for the past 4 years we're not having hurricanes here. But we're going to have heavy winds, so always cut your trees down and make sure that, everything's, secured, but heavy winds, but no hurricanes. But I did say around this time frame, for this week, that Florida, I said for March, I said all parts of Florida, even though it's March for Florida, that is going to experience heavy rainstorms.
Mm-hmm.
And Orlando just had a tornado with hail. We're going to experience this week a major rainstorm here. But for next year, the earth changes. You're going to start to see a lot of different changes. We're coming into some solar things. A lot of people are going to be going solar. A lot of people are also going to be, I made this prediction 2 years ago where I saw like 15 years ago, I saw electronic cars. All these cars going to be electric.
Right.
But what I see as well is, like you have these we have gas stations. There's going to be stations for the cars to be charging. Sounds kind of off the wall, but you'll see it there. And right now, that prediction is happening in Israel right now, and it's going to be coming down to the U.S. and to Canada as well.
Tell me about any homeland security issues that you see.
I do. What I did see from last year for this year, this was last year for this year, and it started to happen, the airplanes. Mm-hmm. I kept seeing problems with airplanes, like people threatening with bombs on airplanes, terrorists with airplanes and boats. So that's what we're going to be seeing, and we already had it in, I said, all in the foreign countries, like in Europe, and Russia had a problem with the airports, London. So that's going to still continue throughout after August, if I could say. You're going to start hearing a lot more. But what I do want to say is, and I've said it on your show several times that I've been on your show, about bottled water. I've been telling people for years, drink bottled water. If it's spring water, distilled water, bottled water, because I've always seen problems with the water, issues with our water, and the BP spill happened. Then now look what happened with Japan. I'm saying drink bottled water. Invest. It's only $3. I've been saying forever. $3 at your CVS stores, grocery stores. Remember what I'm saying, bottled water.
Jill, speaking about Japan, do you foresee more problems with the radioactive spillage into the sea? And in your opinion, do you think that Japan is holding back the truth about the severity of the nuclear reactor damages?
Yes, I do. I believe they're holding back. I don't believe they're saying everything. And also, I'm worried about Syria. Syria with the arms. Syria with nuclear and weapons. Remember my words about that, Syria.
How about Libya with Omar Gaddafi?
Libya. Oh, that's another thing. I said all these countries will be like how do you say the word? I can't even say the word.
Liberated.
Free.
Yeah.
Meaning that they're not going to have, to me, I call them communists. That's my eyes. That's in my words. But a lot of these Middle Eastern countries, or all these European countries that are in my eyes, that's my words. I call them communist state, which are going to start becoming free, like Egypt and all those places. But also, I did say on your show, and I said it in the newspapers several years back, and I said it 10 years ago about Cuba. And right after I said it on your show, Americans were allowed to go, and Cubans were allowed to go to Cuba.
All right, stand by, Jill, because we've got to take a commercial break. My producer is telling me we'll be back on the other side. Okay. Jill Dahne is our guest. We'll be back. Don't go away.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Hello, I'm Pete Marsh. With my daughter Justina, we will be presenting the new radio show, Too Good to Be True. If something seems too good to be true, it usually is. But with the help of Justina's amazing gifts, we're going to gain insight into questions that don't yet have complete answers. Have you wondered who built Stonehenge and for what reason? Why are crop circles found in the same region as Stonehenge and elsewhere? Are crop circles a hoax, or are they created with technologies that we have little knowledge of? Who built the pyramids in Egypt and also in other countries? How and why were they built? Was the Titanic switched with the Britannic as part of a gigantic insurance fraud, or for more insidious reasons? What caused the Tunguska event when trees were flattened over an 800 square mile area in Siberia? Will the new insights be too good to be true? Well, that will depend on what you are prepared to believe. Please join us as we start on this journey together. For more information on Too Good to Be True, visit www.xzbn.net.
Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies.
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows.
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, cents. This product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net.
Exo Nation, Jill Dahne is our special guest. All right, here's her website, www.jilldahne.com. That's jilldahne.com. All right, world's number one love psychic. How about Hollywood celebrity predictions?
Beyonce and Jay-Z will be having twins. Mm-hmm. We're going to be hearing about this in November. Jennifer Love Hewitt will be hearing about her engagement, April. Johnny Depp will be hearing about, toward the end of this year, an engagement with Johnny Depp with Vanessa. What else? Kate and Tom, baby boy. Jennifer Anderson will not be adopting. We'll be hearing about how much she's in love this year. Jessica Simpson and Eric will say their dues this year. Toward the end of this year, we'll be hearing about a winter wedding. Reese Witherspoon will be getting married after spring this year. We'll be hearing about that. And I'm so excited about all these predictions.
My goodness. How about your sporting predictions? Do you have any for us?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Your sporting predictions. Sports.
Oh, sports. The Lakers will be winning again this year.
Jill, what would you like to leave the Exo Nation with? We've got about 2 minutes left.
What I would love to leave with is that this world, I want everyone to stop with the fears. I want them to be themselves. Live your life as of today. Don't listen to them, don't watch so much news. Don't, everything's going to be okay. And follow your intuition. Your own intuition is supreme. And if you follow your intuition, regardless if it comes to friendships, relationships, work, you'll be on target. Just follow your own intuition. And God bless you, and I love you, Rob.
I love you too, sweetie. Now, you and I have always said that what the world needs is love, and love is so important.
Love is so important. You have to love you first, too. You have to love you, and then you can love. But love one another. Always do something good for someone else. Everything I do, I give to kids in distress. All my lectures, all my money goes to kids in distress when it comes to lectures. If you could help one person, you're going to be helping many. And spread the love around the world. And, Rob, I want you on a no-white diet. You hear me?
No white diet. Now, what does that mean?
Take away all the whites.
Such as white bread?
Meaning white bread, white rice.
Okay.
I want you going on a no-white diet.
You've got it. I never question what you say because you're always right in my books.
Okay, I love you.
You take care of yourself, Jill. Always a great pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to the next time we talk. My very best to your mom and your son, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Take care, my dear friend. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Exo Nation, Jill Dahne has been my guest this hour. www.jilldahne.com. That's www.jilldahne.com. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news as we continue here in the X Zone from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. 1-800-610-7035 worldwide toll free. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com, and our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. One more time, my guest this hour has been Jill Dahne. Her website, www.jilldahne.com. My name is Rob McConnell. I'll be back after the news as we continue from our studios in Hamilton here in the X Zone.